Bonjour, nerds. that wasn't a good greeting at all. Welcome back to Old Redeye's house. Today, we have our second installment of JC Van Dammes. For today, we are watching the 1994 Peter Hyams movie, Timecop, a movie based on a Dark Horse comic book series of the same name, which I haven't read it, but if it is anything like the movie, it's confusing and full of mistakes, but super entertaining. So let's get to it because this is Redeye Reviews. So this movie was actually a huge box office success, and it's Van Damme's highest grossing movie, earning well over $100 million at the box office. We start off with some Confederate soldiers being stopped by a strange-looking man. They get in a tense standoff, and the man uses some futuristic weapons to kill them and steal a bunch of gold that those men were transporting. This cuts to later, and the Justice Department is talking about time travel, not only being real, but needing to be policed, as if anybody messes up the timeline, it could have horrible consequences.
We can't go forward because the future hasn't happened yet. However, you can go back, and that's where things get real tricky.
Oh, and apparently you can't go forward. Yeah, because the future hasn't happened yet, which we're going to get into how stupid that is later. So just bury that fact and dig it up later.
We have to form a brand new covert agency to police this technology and to actually protect time.
And this confuses me, because you are the one who invented time travel. So how about you just don't do bad things with it? But, I mean, maybe you don't have self-control, and that's why you want your own police, so kudos to you.
CIA broke up an arms sale to a bunch of Middle Eastern terrorists in Hamburg, Germany. The purchase was made with gold bullion, and the gold bullion was dated 1863. We had it carbon tested and authenticated, and it's real.
Sorry, you carbon-tested metal from the Civil War, and that's how you know that they stole that gold? But, okay, carbon dating judges the age of something, right? So, like, how old it is. But if they brought the gold back through time travel with them, back to modern day, I don't think it would have aged. It wouldn't have been the correct age to begin with. Also, I don't think you can carbon date inorganic matter. So I don't think any of that makes sense. So I'm going to say this is BOLOGNA. We cut to DC police officer Max Walker. That's right, everybody. He's a Max Walker. He's very good at walking, and he walks to the extreme. Dare I say the Max.
Read it. Wolverine.
Van Damme, you are just pure awesome. Also brought to you by Nissan. That's fun.
Smart kid. He read my mind.
With your English, he doesn't have much choice.
He's a smart kid. That kid looks to be about 45. So party on, dude. I also forgot to mention, his wife is played by Sara. So if you're wondering where Ferris Bueller is, he is not going to show up because he's actually at home. He's sick right now, and we hope he gets better. # save Ferris. So they do go home, and his wife has some news to share with him, but he does that thing where, like, he's too busy and he's got to go to work, and he can't listen to her talk for 15 more seconds. And you know when something like that happens in a movie, something bad is about to happen. And yeah, it does. The most goon-looking goons to have ever gooned show up. One goes inside. These guys mess up Jean-Claude pretty bad. They shoot him with their future guns, but his modern bulletproof vest saves the day, so kudos there. However, that doesn't even matter because the house explodes, which is insane and baffling to me because it appears the goons ran inside just in time to die. So, oops, on their part. Yeah. But sadly, his wife does die in the explosion. We cut 10 years later, but back in time because we're in the future, but they're back in time because they're time travelers. This dude is living in the 20s and using a newspaper from the future to buy and sell stocks and make a boatload of money. Jean-Claude shows up and we see he's a time cop. Yeah, and he is here to arrest his former partner. This guy's name is Lyle Atwood. He wants to arrest him for manipulating time in a way that is profitable for him and the guy he is working for. Lyle claims that guy he is working for is Senator McComb, who is a guy running for president, so he wants like a ton more money. He also is threatening Lyle's family and like holding him hostage or something if he doesn't help him. They do get in a fight. We get the first Jean-Claude Van Damme splits of the entire movie. And it is great. It's pointless, completely pointless, but like I think all of his splits are pointless. So you can't really comment there, but oh my God, there's a split coming up later in this movie that it's so good. So yeah, he gets in this big fight. He causes so much damage. Like, it's insane. Dude, the butterfly effect is having a field day with you right now. But the fight ends. Both of them go out a window and time travel back to the future.
Oh, great Scott.
No. Sorry, Doc. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it that way. I meant, okay, back to the present. And like everybody sees it. Everybody sees it happen, which you would think that would mess up the timeline like super bad. But no, it's fine. Nothing changed. So they go back. Lyle is forced to testify to his crimes, but he stays silent. So he is found guilty and sentenced to death. And they kill him by sending him back to the same spot he was in so he can continue his fall out of the building. We then learn more about the Timecop facility.
Since he's going to be asked to vote on your annual budget, he'd like to see how it's being spent.
Follow me, gentlemen. I'll show you where we kick off.
See, Senator, we've spared every expense.
You spared every expense? What about this from Jurassic Park?
Spared no expense.
Yeah, now I'm even more confused. I'm pretty sure you messed it up. I think you guys are calling yourself cheapskates. If you spared every expense, that means you paid very little money for this. However, we get introduced to the corrupt politician who is raising funds for his presidential campaign. Meet Senator McComb. Because that dude didn't rat him out, though, we don't have any evidence that's actually going to stick to him.
Every time an agent goes back, he risks making contact with a past version of himself.
The same matter can't occupy the same space at the same time.
And yeah, the same matter can't occupy the same space. I'm sure this is going to come back and screw over somebody in this movie. But for now, we get to see what future cars are supposed to look like, which they apparently are padded cells on wheels. Everyone's crazy in the future, and they're going to hurt themselves. But McComb is behind in the polls, and he needs more money to run for president. He gets pissed. He breaks this dude's nose, who bleeds like all over his white car. So good luck getting that shit out. And then Van Damme's car is even stranger, because he goes home, and his car looks like a giant VHS remote. Like we have fast forward, rewind, record, a bunch of buttons you apparently don't need. I mean, just like a real remote. But Jean-Claude goes home and while sleeping, gets attacked by some of Senator McComb's goons. Yeah, the fight, it looks pretty cool so far. But can we back up? JCVD, you're a goddamn maniac. Who cuts half an onion and leaves the rest on the counter like that with a knife sticking out of it? Like you have bread just on the counter, just hanging out?
Do you want ants? Because that's how you get ants.
And then, like I said, the best splits I have ever seen are coming up.
Have a nice day.
Look at it. Oh my God. God damn it, Jean-Claude. That is the best thing ever. I'm a little like hot and bothered by this. Is anybody else getting some funny feelings right now? Anyway, he goes back to work and they talk about going back in time to investigate Senator McComb more and see what he is planning.
Damn it, Ricky, I catch you fucking this machine again, I'll break your neck.
Oh my God, wow. Okay, you're doing that at work for one, but also using VR to watch adult content? You guys predicted the future to a T. I also just want all of you to know they are currently talking to a man who is at full mast right now. Ugh, that's gross. So he meets his new partner, Sara Fielding, and they get to go back in time together.
Green for launch.
Also, fun fact, pause, black gum. So, that is a Japanese chewing gum brand. And in 1994, Van Damme actually did a series of commercials for this gum brand. So this is his little, like, let's put more shit into this movie.
Nemuke ni punch, nemuke ni buckets, kabe, nemuke ni kabin, nemuke ni ichimai.
Nemuke sukiri, black.
Lotte kara.
But they go back in time. Oh my God, these Looney Tune faces like stretch all over the place. This does not make time travel look enjoyable. They apparently can't even predict where you come out because they fall into the middle of a lake. I hope you can swim. But they dry off, they head to this computer chip company, and they see that McComb is there from the future, like future McComb travel back. And he's having a conversation with his past self.
Don't touch me. Same matter can't occupy the same space.
Again, man, even if he touched you, you wouldn't be in the same space, right? Am I wrong? You would just be touching each other. You'd be in space next to each other.
Never interrupt me when I'm talking to myself.
Sorry, you're right. That was very rude of me to interrupt you. So they go to bust him for altering time, and Sarah Fielding double crosses JCVD. Yeah, she's working for the bad guy. And the way these guns sound, I swear, future guns just shoot loose change. It would make bullets easier to come by, and you would think twice before you threw away your pennies. Which, fun fact, I have a friend who throws away his pennies. Ludicrous. So a lot of people die, and near the end of the altercation, the senator shoots Sarah, and then he time travels back. Jean-Claude wants to kind of like see if Sarah's okay, but she also double-crossed him. And seeing the police are on their way, he also goes back to the present. But we see that the present is different. Finally, enough crazy stuff happened in the past to actually change the future. We see McComb is the new boss of this time-traveling company, and he's also crushing the polls to be president.
He's back. He's already told the story to Matuzik. God knows who else. They won't know what the hell he's talking about.
Okay, hold on. He altered the future. So he is crushing in the polls, but this dude still pissed him off badly enough to get punched in the nose? That's hilarious. So now that McComb is going to be prez, he wants to dismantle the Timecop program, so obviously they can't go back and stop him. But it doesn't matter, because no one but Jean-Claude Van Damme even knows that he did anything. And Van Damme still needs to prove that, so he tells his old boss about what happens, and that dude, just doesn't really get it. You would think for a guy that works at a time-traveling company, he would be more open to bizarre theories, but he's just a little bit thick-headed.
Well, fuck you, too.
That is fair. Sorry, I deserved that. You're great. Change nothing. I love all your movies. They realize that if this is true, he needs proof. So he hopes the double-crossing agent Sara might have actually survived her gunshot wounds. So if he goes back to get her, she is evidence that McComb altered reality. So they send him back to the past. Again. But he goes, he finds Sara at a hospital, and she is alive. She apologizes. She wants to help testify against McComb. But immediately after this, she gets just murdered. Yeah, those time travel goons show up, murder her. So we can't do that anymore. But he also sees his dead wife's blood work is in the hospital. Because remember, this is back in time, so she's still alive. And he realizes she was pregnant the day that she died of that house explosion. So that was the news she wanted to tell him. So he talks to her. She is super confused, obviously. But actually believes him.
What are you here to prevent?
Changes in the past. Don't tell him anything, please.
Okay, that is actually pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. No, I'm not talking about the two Van Dammes. That's, whatever. I'm talking about the Cinnabon Express packs. I haven't had a Cinnabon in 10 years. But he goes to his old house that night. He talks to his wife, tells her to help him keep his old self upstairs so he can fight the gun guys.
Surprise.
Who the fuck are you?
Friend of the family.
Oh no, I don't want to have to point that out. I'm gonna point it out, I just don't want to. But this is a horrible stunt double. JCVD, who the hell is this guy? So a big fight goes down. Old JC is getting in a fight. New JC is getting in some fights. McComb shows up to kill them all, and he brought a bomb, which is an aggressive maneuver. However, it's revealed that Van Damme brought that year's version of McComb to the house as well. So if he dies, they die, we all die, it'll be anarchy.
Same matter can occupy same space.
Holy hell. Okay, that did not happen in Back to the Future. Yeah, Doc, now is an appropriate time. That was not cool. But he goes back to the present, and we see McComb is gone. He's gone. Even though they changed the past like really, really, really badly, apparently the future is perfectly fine. It's exactly what we wanted, minus McComb. He goes home. He even sees Sloane is alive. She got off of school in time to hang out with her husband. And he even has a kid, but it's hilarious because he obviously doesn't know anything about this kid at all, because this is a different future. So how in the hell is he going to fake his way into this life is beyond me. But what'll probably wind up happening is in about 6 months, he's going to wind up in an old person's home with dementia. But yeah, that is the movie. Real quick, I just want to say at the beginning of the movie when they say that you can't go to the future because it hasn't happened.
You can't go forward because the future hasn't happened yet.
That was bullshit, right? Because half of this movie is them going to the future after changing the past. Because once you went to the past, if that rule was actually true, you would just be stuck there forever, right? I'm probably overthinking it, but I would have loved to seen Jean-Claude and future Jean-Claude do the splits together at some point. That's the only way this movie could have been better. Like upside down on top of each other or something, like that scene from Top Gun, but replace the planes with splits. Okay, maybe not that. Maybe that's a little weird, but it's not as weird as Redeye Reacts.
Time travel.
Yeah, time travel.
Well, beam me up, Scotty.
There's never enough time
Never enough for what?
to satisfy a woman.
Van Damme, I love your accent. It's caring with just enough threatening behavior. Wow, you're pretty shitty at drawing circles.
Poor bastard.
Wait, he came back through the portal to die and nobody cared or nobody saw him? Do they not remember? Did the men in black wipe their memory?
Hey, Kay, have you ever flashy thing me?
No.
I ain't playing with you, Kay. Have you ever flashy thing me?
Television.
See, that's why you can't have voice commands that are a single word. You have to say something like, "Okay, Google, turn on the TV." Or, "Hey, Alexa, play Coldplay." Or even, "Hey, Siri, tell me a joke." All right, I know that was scummy, but I hope I got at least one of you out there. You know, for something that they planned, you wouldn't think there'd be as many sparks as there are. Hey, you guys said you shouldn't have any witnesses for time travel, right? What about that Canadian goose, though? That asshole's gonna ruin everything.
Have a nice day.
Okay, gang, that was everything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe to the channel. We passed 600, which is super cool. Like the video, hit the bell to get reminded for future videos. Leave some comments. I hope you guys have seen this movie. If you haven't, it's a must-watch if you like Jean-Claude Van Damme. We will see you next time, and until then, stay happy and stay healthy.